Stand still and don't move. Hi folks, John O'Leary from Horse Problems Australia, and welcome to the weekly podcast. And this week it is about the fantastic piece of equipment called the Market Harbourer, or the German Martingale. I'm doing this video today because I've been asked many times by people to show precisely how it's fitted and how it can be adjusted. And while we're at it, we'll also show you how it can be used. This piece of equipment, in my opinion, and the opinion of associates of mine in America, Larry Traker for one, is one of the most important pieces of training equipment that we use, and it has many uses. Too many for me to go through on this videotape. For those other uses, you'd have to see some of my training DVDs. But the main use for it is to get a horse to break at the pole and to flex laterally and to break at the pole whilst doing so. It also has veterinary uses in terms of assessment of veterinary problems with horses, which I find is fantastic. But again, more about that after. Now, the first thing about it is that the fitting of the equipment, and I've had this manufactured because basically every one that I've ever seen in this country over the years has been substandard and not made of quality, and they basically break in the first week that you own them. They break via the clips that are on the end of the running rein section, which are normally made of probably Coke cans, and they break within a week on the clips that go on the reins for the various adjustment settings, because they're only stitched on and they rip out. Also, I have introduced a running martingale to this equipment also, plus more adjustments than other ones that you can buy, and clips that you can clip straight on the rein or off the rein. Now we'll deal with those first so that I can put the proper reins on. And so the reins for these just simply click onto the bit of the horse. There we go. Got pieces of paper and elastic on there. Come here. Take off my split reins. And then the running martingale section and the part that works as running reins or draw reins goes on like a normal martingale, where this long strap just gets put around the neck of the horse and it is hung on the horse just like a running martingale. That's the first step, and there are plenty of adjustments for different horses. They come in two sizes. I have a full cob which fits big horses down to cob size horses, and I also have the only pony sized one around that I know of as well for ponies. Now don't do what I'm doing here if you've got a back cinch on a horse, because you can end up flank roping the horse and the horse bucking away with the saddle on. So undo the back cinch if you've got two girths on your horse. You've got to know your horse very well. The running martingale section simply goes through through between the front legs of the horse, and the girth through the loop, and then simply girth up your horse again. Hold up. This particular horse of mine has got a problem. she likes to act like a vacuum cleaner all day long and all night long. So she's searching the ground here in case there might be one oat that she's missed in the last 24 hours. Aren't you? Eh? Good girl. Good girl. Now, so you have your set of reins, and on those reins are 4 adjustments for various settings of the equipment. And then you have the running martingale, which also either buckles on and adjusts on the buckles on the front if you just want to ride in rings. If you do so, then you won't use the marker harbour reins, you'll use normal reins that will slide through the rings, of course, otherwise they'll get hooked on the little adjuster rings. But you can remove your running martingale and just have left your market harbour or German martingale. Now, it's highly important that the draw rein section of this equipment goes from the inside to the outside of the bit. And it's also highly important that this equipment is only used on preferably loose ring snaffle bits or other snaffle bits, but definitely not double bridles or shank bits or things like that. That would be not fair on horses, and it would be dangerous. So the same with this one here, inside of the ring to the outside adjusters of the reins. And then I want to talk to you about pre-programming your horses, especially ignorant mouth horses, where this equipment is so good at, or horses that travel around above the bit and haven't broken at the pole for a long time, show no lightness, and you are re-educating them perhaps, that you must pre-program them either under saddle by just standing at the halt and picking up the reins and asking them to give their face and to learn what it's all about, or we prefer to lunge horses prior to being ridden in the German Martingale with my running rein system to pre-program them to A, break at the pole and give their face and become lighter, and to understand that they can actually still go forward whilst having some collection where they may not have been used to it in the past, thus eliminating horses jacking up, stopping, failing to go forward, getting confused or rearing. So use your brains a little bit in that area. Now, the adjustments, there are adjustments between the legs in a number of holes, about 10 holes here for different size horses and horses of different length necks, of course. And you will need to adjust up for your particular horse, otherwise we may not have the running rein, draw rein may not come into play. Now, if you look here now, if I pick up my reins, this draw rein is not engaged and it's not working at all. Therefore, I would either have to adjust down here more, which I will for the purpose of this, just quickly. There we go.